Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my channel. I have a message from you, from your guides, or for you from your guides today. And just remember that these are transmissions of energy, of light, of codes. So use your discernment, use your intuition, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And just know that I am going to have one-on-one sessions and other offerings available very soon. With that, let's get into the message. Okay, so this is a really interesting message that's coming through today. Like I said, it is from your guides. So this is going to either be, I'm hearing it's going to be mostly confirmation for most people watching this. For some others here, this may be not brand new information. It'll still be confirmation, but it feels like there will be new elements that maybe you just haven't heard before, or maybe just they're said in a different way. And sometimes, when we hear things in a different way, it just lands different. So that's what I'm hearing. Okay, so the first card, really, what I'm connecting to a soul that is heavily in denial. Heavily in denial. And when I asked for a clarifier card, I actually got the Sun. And I want you to look at these cards side by side. She actually looks like she is, like when the sun is too bright, it looks like she's doing this to almost shield her from her own truth. So whoever I'm talking to may be in denial of their own light, their own genius, their own brilliance, right? Your own magnificence. There may be levels of gaslighting that happen to you that have distorted your ability to see yourself clearly. Now, depending on who you are, like typically most people who are going to be drawn to me, you're working through this. It's something that you're going to be working through, right? Of being able to not just work through your shadow, but work through your light as well, and embodying your light, right? It just feels like you are afraid, because the sun is also power, right? 3:03 on the clock when I was saying that. The sun is also an immense source of power. So I would also guess, not even guess, but I would also feel like I am connecting to someone who has been afraid of their own power. So take it how it resonates, right? But basically, my friend, my dear, there have been levels of gaslighting or distortion or veiling, or just some kind of experience where you haven't been able to fully see, perceive, accept, embrace your full capability, your full ability, but like your full brilliance. And so when we have let's say when we have gaslighting that happens, and all you're doing is hearing how wrong you are, how bad you are, how whatever it is, or you're just being gaslit into a certain type of distortion. Typically, with gaslighting, you're not going to be able to see your own brilliance, because you would have been gaslit out of it, right? So there is something here about certain dynamics, certain things that played out in childhood that would have made you afraid, literally afraid. She looks like she's afraid of being in your own power, of being in your own light, of being the sun. The sun is powerful. The sun is a massive celestial body. So that could say presence, power, right? There's a lot of things that go here. For me, the thing that sticks out the most is power. And like your own light, which curtails a bit into power for me. So your guides are bringing this today so that, okay, here's the thing. You're already releasing. This is something that you're already releasing. But for some of you, this needed to come up in a more conscious sense or in a more conscious manner so that you could see it and clock it. Okay? So take it how it resonates. Some of you are going to be, everybody's going to be a little bit different here. Okay? But really your guides are coming in to say like, hey, you've been in denial of your own light, your own brilliance, your own power, your own magnificence, your own genius, and your own abundance, everything that's connected to you being in your power. You've been, by being in denial of it, you've also been disconnected to those things. So if you've been in denial of your own brilliance, that's also affected your abundance. Okay? There is, with this denial happening, right? It's denial that happened. There was a connection that was lost, a connection to the self, right? There was a connection that was lost to the self. This is something that is coming back at this time, right? You're working on it. This is something I can feel people in the field calling to their soul tribe, calling to their kismet, right? Their kin, their cosmic kin, their cosmic family, their soul family. You're going to find them. Trust. You're going to find them. With this energy, you're bringing it all back. This feels like bringing back, because look, she's got like a sun behind her head, right? You're going to, this turns into this by way of accepting your power. You're in the process of accepting your power. You're just moving through different layers, my dear. You're moving through. And when I say layers, I mean there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of moving parts that you might not even realize that they're connected. But like later on down the road, I'm hearing you're gonna see it. This is what's happening, right? The connection is coming back. Your guides are actually helping you call in. No, you're calling in the people, your soul tribe. Your guides are the ones that are helping you align. Okay, source is in on this too. So your guides and source are working together in concert to align the right meetings to happen at just the right time and the right place. But more so than anything, the right timing. Timing is everything. And I would go out on a limb to say, and it's not really even that far of a limb to me anyways, I would say that at this time, like more than anything, timing is everything. You know, like the old world, that's fine. Like before, pre-2020, timing was still a factor. But now that everything is on a razor's edge, 10:01 on the clock as I said that, now that everything is on a razor's edge, your timing must be impeccable. Now, that's not to say that, that's not to make you nervous about timing or be hyper vigilant about that. It's more just to say and have that maybe intention within yourself to align with your timing, your rhythm, your pace. Because that is the pace and the rhythm and the timing that you work in concert with the multiverse, with the universe, with source. 10:44 on the clock as I said that. So this is all coming in, but like I said, timing, your guides and source are working together on the right timing. That timing, I'm hearing something needs to click into place at the right time. This is important. So have patience is part of it. When I got a clarifier on this card, because I was like, well, what are you talking about? Because initially it fell out like this, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling that disconnected kind of energy. Tell me more about this. So basically, this is equivalent. Ooh, uh-oh. This is equivalent to this. Okay? And as we transmute this, it turns around, right? We're receptive, okay, to that connection. You see the water going on here? We're receptive. But for the soul that I'm reading for, there is past some heavy wounds, heavy trauma, heavy emotionals, but heavy emotional baggage, heavy emotions around connection. Okay, 12:21 on the clock when I said that. There's been a lot of past pain, a lot of past hurt, a lot of past grief that you've had to, it's part of the layers. And I would even say the sun is helping you burn and dissolve these things off. So as you're burning and dissolving and clearing these things, and clearing, transmuting this old pain, this old hurt, these old wounds, that makes you more receptive. This is literally cutting all of the details and the components of living your best life. This is literally cutting it off. This pain, whatever this is, whatever you went through, number one, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Because as a human, it sucks, you know? At the same time, that is some powerful fucking medicine that you have when you cultivate this and you turn this into your power, right? Because we're going towards our power. We're turning this into power, right? So these are just old wounds that are being transmuted. I even got this guy. This guy is interesting because he changes. Now you got to remember, I don't read tarot in the like typical way. I actually have to like kind of read and feel into it and kind of get in understanding. But even before I was reading what this guy was, he felt like he flip-flopped. This guy feels initially like defensiveness. Like I'm on guard, right? I'm on guard. I'm not sure if I need to shoot. I'm not sure. But as you transmute and move into your power, this turns into mental agility. This turns into the ability to turn this into this. Okay? So then this guy becomes almost almost like a guardian, right? Of like, you've gone through the things, through this past heartbreak, heartache. You've done the work. You've seen the different things that have been just painstaking, right? To like see and witness and be like, oh my God. And realize those past wounds, right? How they hurt you, but also how they shaped you. And with the transmutation and the transformation of this energy, this guy turns from a defensive, like a defense, to a guide, because he knows the wisdom. He's wise. He's not necessarily on defense as he was when I first seen him. He becomes this person that's more of a guardian. Okay, show yourself to me. Who are you? Instead of, oh no, being on alert and from a place of fear. Okay? And this is also bringing you out of the hermit mode, right? This, she changes too, which I thought was very, very fascinating, very interesting to me. Because not only are you coming out of this hermit mode, there's something, look, they look exactly alike. There's something about what you've uncovered within you that is actually allowing you to move into this space. So you're coming out of hermit mode, you're coming out of solitude, because this says like a lot of isolation, a lot of solitude to me. But then when it started moving and we started moving the energy, right? Because this is a transmission, it's not just a reading. We're literally moving the energy, okay? So you might feel something has moved either after you watch this or a couple of days. You'll be like, something shifted. Just pay attention. So as she comes out of the solitude, comes out of the hermit mode, she's also very deeply interconnected, well, you could say inner connected to her inner world. So there's a very interesting, almost paradox. You're coming out of solitude and isolation. However, in that place of peace within you, that place within you that nobody can get to, that's where you're connecting to this energy. That's where you're finding your connection. And that's ultimately what that's ultimately the vibe that you're sending out to the universe and is coming back to you. Wow, it's giving me shivers. Shiver me timbers. It's giving me, this reading's giving me goosebumps. Oh my God. So let me know down in the comments if this is for you, if you're this person that's resonating. The last little bit of this reading is clearing. Your guides are coming in at this time to say, hey, we're helping you clear the stuff. Clearing the things, because what clearing does is we clear the old so that something new can take its place, right? So right now we're clearing a lot, we're purging a lot, not just collectively, but personally, right? Individually. Your guides are coming in to say, hey, we're helping you clear all of the things, the obstacles in your way, the people that you maybe don't resonate with, the situations, the circumstances, all of the things. We are helping you to do this. When I asked, like specifically, what are you helping to clear? Now again, I had to look up the meaning for this. But this reads a little bit different to me. This says defenses that they're helping you release. Because she's looking to go from this side to go to the other side, right? But she has this big, long stick over her heart. It's crossing over about her heart or her solar plexus, right? Over that personal power piece that we were talking about. But she's also wearing orange. That says very sacral to me. To me, that says, I don't feel safe. She's even looking over her shoulder. To me, it's reading very like defensive. I need to control everything and all of the elements in my environment because I don't feel safe. I don't feel secure. I have this almost like this bamboo branch across my solar plexus heart area saying, it feels very trepidatious. Like I'm proceeding, but with like heavy caution. This, honestly, it feels a lot like this. Okay. It's just another, right? The swords. The swords are the mental anguish. The wands are how we might, with our actions, defend ourselves. And then in that, we block our own abundance, right? She's wearing this orange hoodie that says, it feels like I am too afraid to receive. I'm too afraid looking around, trying to control my environment. I'm too concerned with what's going on around me to even allow myself to relax and receive. So your guides at this point, at this time, are helping you clear this defensiveness, this like deep-rooted sacral defensiveness that is, to be honest, it's not allowing you to receive abundance. And I don't mean just money or currency. I mean abundance in all of its forms. It's not allowing you receive to your full capacity. And that's what your guides are coming in, bringing the message to you now, like, hey, we're helping you clear this stuff right now. And on the bottom of the deck, when I was reading that, was the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like, okay, we're bringing, this isn't like small. This is a big, to me, this is karmic resolution. I'm hearing karmic balancing. Wow, interesting. I'm also hearing like a karmic resolution or a karmic clearing karma from your field, because, my dear, you need to be in connection, you need to be in flow, you need to be in community, and you need to be living your best life. And that's not like an ego thing. It's because when we start living our best life from a place of like truly radical authenticity, that sends out a certain frequency. And those who are receptive to that frequency, it inspires them. It empowers them to empower themselves, inspires them to live and to pursue a more aligned life, something that's more indicative of the person you are, or reflective of the person you are. Really reflective, not indicative. More reflective of who you actually are, what you actually are, the joy that you're meant to be in. Okay, so this isn't an ego thing. This is literally uplifting the collective. This is a frequency thing. When you raise your frequency, it inspires others to raise their frequency as well, raise their game, raise themselves up, right? So you are taking part in, I keep hearing master plan, source's plan, the master plan, right? Love is the master plan. Great quote from Prince, from Diamonds and Pearls. That's the best quote ever. Love is the master plan. But you are right now, you're part of this bigger plan to not just improve your way of living, your life, but all of humanity's. Especially if you're here as like a healer, someone who reads, an intuitive, someone that likes to teach, someone who wants to be and feels called to be of service to humanity as well. As a healer, a teacher, a guide, a seer, a knower, right? A way shower, a light bringer, a cycle breaker, whatever the fuck you are, you're amazing. Whatever label, you're amazing. It says so right here. And one second. First, before I say that, on the bottom of the deck, we have higher self. It says pause. And this has been coming up in the readings lately, of like taking a pause into stillness, into meditation. That says, hey, take some time out, meditate, connect with the heart, connect with your higher self. This needs to be a daily task. This needs to be a daily practice. Just like you would go to the gym every day, or most days, depending on who you are, and like whether you're, how experienced you are. Same thing here. Depending on how your experience or skill, you don't need any skill really. It's really just about taking the time to be in stillness, connecting with the higher self. Okay, that is where you need to be. Because this and this, a lot alike. There's very similar vibes coming off of here. I feel like this, because there's water and a lot of sacral energy here, this has got the color of sacral energy. These feel very complementary. They feel very one and the same, yet different qualities. Almost like different qualities of the same thing. But it's also very similar. There's like an interesting paradox going on here as well. So, my dear, my friend, it is okay to be, let's see, it is okay to accept that you're a fucking magnificent being, a genius, a creator, a god. And we're not talking about spiritual ego here. we're literally meaning like you're a God in human form. God created you in his image, in their image, I would say, in their image. So you're also a creator. You're a creator, here to create a universe in and of yourself. You're so capable of incredible feats that I am so happy for you to be allowing all of that, all of those falsehoods, all of those lies, all of the things that you were told or believed, or maybe even just created in your own mind that weren't serving you. I'm so happy for you to be clearing this, right? Because we clearing a lot of stuff here at this time. So happy. Because, we don't need to be in denial of anything. We can literally have all of the choices and just simply choose what we know is in resonance with our spirit without having to deny any of it. It's time to embrace your entire luminous self, my friend. It really is. It's time to be in connection and divine flow within yourself, within the universe, within your relationships, within life. That's not to say you won't have challenges. That's just to say that, like, you're meant to be in a much greater flow than what you have been before this this chapter, this phase came to a close. In that old life, things didn't flow very well. They didn't. Now they are. Because you're releasing this. You're releasing this. And you're just clearing it all out. You have mental clarity and mental agility now to be able to discern. It doesn't have to be all black and white. It can be this and that, and there can be little varying degrees. And I get to choose, and I get to say, but like, I'm in control of it. I don't have this heaviness weighing me down anymore in my mental space. I can be agile. I can be quick. I can be articulate. I can know. I can discern very easily, quickly, clearly. It's a very crisp energy, right? You're coming out of hermit mode. However, while you were in hermit mode, paradoxically, you cultivated a badass inner space that is now allowing you to radiate that badass frequency out into the universe so that you can call in your community. You can call in those connections. 3333 on the clock when I said that. Okay? This is all part of a cycle that's ending. And I would say for most of you, it's karmic. If you're watching this and you're watching me, it's most likely karmic. Okay? But take it how it resonates. Only you know your story. Okay? I'm going to leave it there, my dears. Let me know in the comments how this resonates, and I will see you in the next one. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see ya.